For this video, I observed two squirrels foraging. The two squirrels are in between the two trees in the middle. The one on the left is alert because he spotted me, but he'll begin foraging in a second. And then the one on the right is foraging. When they forage, they come down from their nest and they begin looking at the ground, searching for any nuts or food, and then they'll stand on their back 2 feet and eat, and then they'll continue foraging for more food. For the for hypothesis, for causation, foraging is the most optimal way for squirrels to find food. As stated by Kotler in 1999, squirrels forage to find food to eat. Squirrels also use a mechanism called food storing. This allows for the squirrel to eat when food is abundant and there is low risks, and then when the risks are higher and food is scarce, the squirrels still have food, plenty of food to eat. So here in Texas during the summer, it's not too much of a problem. They will go and find food and forage like they normally do. But for winter, when the risks are higher and they can't exert as much energy because they're trying to preserve the energy they have, they begin food storing in the summer and in the fall when they know it's going to get colder. So in the winter, they can just come down and find the food that they have hidden and stored for the winter. For the development hypothesis, young fox squirrels learn from instinct and copying other squirrels. As stated in the Fragility of Being a Squirrel 2020, squirrels are very smart and formidable. Young squirrels learn by watching other squirrels. This is how they learn to forage and survive, and they even watch other species to learn how to forage and survive as well. For the function hypothesis, the foraging behavior is when a squirrel is looking for food to eat in the ground. This usually ends up in the squirrel consuming what was found. As explained in Young A 2013, squirrels tear through their nuts using their very powerful incisors and diastema. Squirrels also have a set of premolars and molars that they use to grind their food. So without these, they would not be able to crunch and eat their nuts. Their food is very hard, so they need these sharp teeth to get into their food. The causation for foraging, it is the most optimal way for squirrels to find food. That's explained in Tina Robert 2007. He did a theory to see whether or not the squirrel's food type mattered compared to the cost of getting it. He came to the conclusion that squirrels chose the larger food it could find, so larger food size equaled optimal foraging. Squirrels use a type of foraging called classical optimal foraging theory, known as OFT. I can relate to the classical optimal foraging theory as I've learned this theory in the feeding and foraging module, where I learned that squirrels use this type of foraging. This theory allows squirrels to maximize their fitness while finding food. This is very useful as well for the winter and when there are predators nearby. So this sums up the for hypothesis, and you can see the squirrel right now, still foraging, digging in the ground, coming up as you can see him eating his food. For such a simple action, it was very interesting to learn about how complex foraging really was.